Songkran water splashing is still up for grabs in Thailand. We've got albino buffaloes and motorcycle taxis. Are they a risk worth taking? That's all coming up on today's Good Morning Thailand. Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand, brought to you by Coffee Culture and My Beach Resort. Presented by Tim Newton and Jay.
Hello, good morning. And we just want to report for all those people that have been very worried and they've been sending us messages. We are safe and we are well away from Will Smith. So everything is okay. But thank you for your all your concerned messages.
Yeah. He's been very upset lately about our comments about the TAT.
Yes, I can understand.
Oh well.
But thank you for joining us on another Good Morning Thailand, where we sort of natter about the stuff happening around Thailand.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a serious news program. You will get opinions. You might get a few giggles. You might even get some news.
And a little bit of waffle in the morning
Plenty
is always
of waffle.
good. Yeah. Right. And we also have timestamps, so you can switch to the part where we talk about different topics.
Somebody complained yesterday that we'd missed one of the timestamps by 3 seconds.
Oh.
So you were halfway into the story. I went and checked, it was 3 seconds. So, yeah, come on. Give us a bit of slack. Otherwise we'll come out and hit you.
Allegedly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a couple of topics to talk about today. Let's firstly start with the main topic, which is regarding water splashing and Songkran. Now, I feel like this topic is slightly diluted.
Yeah, oh,
See what I did there?
Very good.
Thank you. But yeah, we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks now. Main topic regarding Bangkok. Bangkok being the center. There was supposed to be a meeting yesterday, like we said in the morning, but they've deferred the meeting until today.
Yes.
The fact that they've done that, I think, is slightly upsetting to the business operators whose livelihood depends on a lot of plans that they need to be made. But all right, they must have had a good reason to defer it, but the meeting will happen today. And the public health minister, everyone's favorite, Kun Anutin Chanvirakun, has come out and said, forget about water splashing. And he's told business operators in Khao San that there's no point in having any activities because there's not going to be any water splashing. Bold statements by the health minister.
Now, there's a lot of code going on here. They certainly haven't made a final decision whether they'll allow water splashing or consumption of alcohol or anything else in Khao San Road over Songkran, which is the 13th to the 15th. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in April.
Yep.
But a lot of what's come out in the past 24 hours is sort of de facto, nah, it ain't going to happen. Now, there's also groups in Chiang Mai, Pattaya, in Phuket, and other parts of Bangkok, which are also sort of getting behind this swell to make things happen. But the Department of Disease Control also came out in the past 24 hours saying, basically, look, it's just not going to happen. And that's their recommendation. So I think even though they haven't made a final decision, the code that's coming out from some of the ringleaders in all this is that it's not going to happen. I think Thailand is sort of now, especially after last year, after Songkran, there was a statistical surge in cases. Now, it may have been because cases were surging in other parts of the world as well, but certainly you can see on the graph, after Songkran last year, zoom, off it went until it peaked in about the middle of August with some 23,000 cases a day, I think. So they would be very risk averse about that happening again, considering that they've got all this reopening stuff happening as slow as it is. So yeah, I think we could probably read the tea leaves and say that it's unlikely to happen, but they haven't said yes or no officially.
Yeah, we'll find out more later today what really has been decided, and we'll keep you updated on the Thaiger.com. Carmel.
I don't know if this is actually a serious question or not, but West Texas Greg asked, if it rains during Songkran, will the festivities end due to the water?
No.
No.
It rarely rains during Songkran.
Very rare. In fact, I can't think in the 10 years I've been around Songkran having any rain. It's meant to signal the start of the wet season around Thailand, sort of the call on the rains, the new cycle of growth and stuff like that. But No, people would probably be running outside, hands up, enjoying the rain and enjoying getting wet for free. No water pistols.
Oh, yeah.
The government say, no, go back inside. Don't stand in the rain.
It's more fun when it's raining.
Yeah,
I
it
think.
is. It's rained a few times when I played Songkran.
I see.
And it's a lot more fun.
Yeah, but you're in Iceland, though, because it rains often there.
Yeah, yes. Totally.
Yeah, I can't remember it raining, but I mean, in different parts of the country, indeed, it could have rained. Down south, you're sort of at the end of what we call the hot season,
Yeah.
which is where I've done all my Songkrans.
Another question, Carmel.
Drumkilla found a loophole. No water.
Sorry, what was that?
Drumkilla
Okay.
found a loophole with the Songkran. No water splashing, only ice throwing.
Ooh, that'd hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone was throwing ice.
Yeah, don't throw ice.
People like to throw freezing ice cold water,
yeah.
which after a couple of hours in the sun does feel quite nice.
I think sort of the epitome of Songkran is those trailers and pickup trucks with the big barrel of water with the ice in it, going around the streets, and they're just getting like buckets of water out and throwing it at people on the side of the road.
Yeah.
That's sort of the suburban.
With horrible European techno music.
Yes.
Like not the good, not the modern stuff. I'm talking like 30 years back, old techno.
So
It's a place to be.
That's sort of the Songkran we see in the suburbs, and we love to hate it, or something like that.
We love to love it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, fair warning. All these next stories that we're going to be talking about today are more fun and entertaining stories.
Well, we are going to actually talk about a bit later about motorcycle taxis.
Yes.
Because it's a funny situation where perfectly sane, reasonably intelligent people get on the back of 110cc motorbikes with a little 49 kilogram guy at the front, or girl, and without a helmet, and we ride around Bangkok, and we're going to discuss whether this is good or bad, because it's certainly a thing that we don't think anything about, but when you stand back and look at what you're doing, we're slightly insane.
Slightly insane.
Along with millions of others. So we'll talk about motorcycle taxis later.
Talking about going insane, now, I think it was last week I spoke about a story regarding a Vietnamese man who was traveling to India from Thailand in an inflatable boat, rowing himself. You know?
Yeah, when we're talking about an inflatable boat, this was about a 1.5 metre,
Yeah.
about as small as you could get, inflatable dinghy.
Yes.
And he, over 18 days, think about it, 18 days, 2.5 weeks, he had made his way the incredible distance of 18 kilometres off Phuket. Mind you, he's sort of swimming out eastward when the current is sort of north and... No, he was heading westward when the current is heading... Anyway, he was bucking against the current.
Eventually,
I said bucking.
Eventually, he did, suffer exhaustion, and he was picked up by the Thai Navy.
Yeah. I wonder how they knew he was there. Did somebody say, look, there's this nutter out in the middle of the Indian Ocean, go and fetch him? Or did they find him out there just sort of, la-di-da?
Yeah.
Where's India?
That
way.
That information is unknown. But unfortunately, that man was catfished.
Now, this is the sting in the story.
Well,
can you tell me what catfished is?
Yes, catfished is... So what happened to him, I'll explain to you in the context of what happened to him. He obviously met someone online who he thought was a certain person, and then you find out that that person is using a fake identity, and it's not them at all. They don't look the same, you know?
So it was a 63 Belgian guy calling himself a 21-year-old Indian princess.
Yeah,
something like that.
Something like that. Or I'm a Nigerian prince.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, this man, once he was actually picked up by the Thai Navy, this story got international attention. A lot of news outlets picked up, and then he shared the picture of his wife that he was going to go meet in India, and she happened to turn out to be a famous TV Indian actress. And all the people were like, sorry to break the news to you, buddy, but your wife is a famous Indian actress who's happily married to another TV actor, and definitely not you.
Yeah, he was Vietnamese.
Yeah.
She was Indian. There was going to be a communication issue from the start.
Well, according
This
to
marriage was doomed.
according to him, he met her in 2019 in India in person, and she was the one who shared her Facebook profile to him. So there are a lot of holes in this story.
It just may be that he got a bit of heat stroke.
Yeah, he's now gone back to Vietnam.
I'm
but
not sure. But he's probably better off in Vietnam than
Yeah.
in the middle of the Indian Ocean.
It's been confirmed that the lady that he thought was his wife or the love of his life was definitely not. It was a fake Facebook account.
Oh dear. So beware online accounts. Some of them are fake. I know, it's impossible to believe. But
All right. Yeah. All right. Talking about something that's not fake, our last story before the break is about buffaloes.
Okay.
Don't you like a good buffalo, Tim?
Well, this is the same story or what?
No, it's another story.
Oh, it's another story, okay.
It's about an albino buffalo.
Now, how rare, as we sort of look to Carmel to jump onto Google, how rare are albino buffaloes? Oh, I've
Is
got
it
a computer
albino
in
or
front of me.
albino?
Is it albino or albino? There's a good question as well. How do you pronounce buffalo? No, albino.
They're extremely rare. The National Bison Association has estimated that they only occur in approximately 1 out of every 10 million births.
Sorry, the National Albino Association.
National Bison.
Bison
Bison,
Association.
1 in 10 million. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. He could have gotten a lot more money. But anyways, a farmer,
National Albino Association.
National Bison.
Bison Association.
as Tim mutes the GMT broadcast, you've got the Good Morning Thailand broadcast going on.
So I was trying to play a sound file of how to say, how to say albino. I say albino, you say albino.
Yep.
We're not quite sure.
Yes.
I can't hear the sound file because there are these two guys talking over the top of it. I don't know who they are.
But anyways, an albino water buffalo named
Yes.
Duong Pet was actually sold for 2.5 million baht in the Thai Buffalo Festival in Udon Thani.
Okay. An event I'm looking forward to going to in the future.
Yep.
How much would you usually pay for a buffalo?
50,000.
50,000.
Upwards of 50,000 you can pay for a healthy, strong buffalo.
So this buffalo has gone at a premium, let's say.
Yes.
The meat would taste much the same, though.
I don't know.
I'm thinking once you're sort of under the...
But the purpose of buying the buffalo was not necessarily to eat the meat. Now, the people who bought it was for Harley Buffalo Farm from Chonburi. There were 2 people who bought the buffalo, and they actually bought it for breeding so that they can help expand the number of special kind of water buffaloes. I don't know if that's how it works, if you can just breed an albino buffalo to have more albino buffaloes.
I don't think it works like that.
But yeah, the owner actually had a lot higher bids than 2.5 million baht as well, but he ended up selling it to these farmers because he felt like they had the best good intentions.
Yeah, okay. So that's a weird one. The fact that you would pay so much money for a randomly mutant buffalo is sort of weird.
Well, that's because we don't understand. We're not in the farm game.
We're
But
not
imagine
in-
that, like
not into buffaloes.
this Chonburi farmer's like this in the farm game. In his peer circle, he's like, you might have 1,000 buffaloes, but I've got the 1 in 10 million albino buffalo.
Well, the people at the Buffalo Association must have been just so excited at this particular event.
Oh yeah.
And I'm looking forward to getting there sometime
You
next
could
year.
buy a very nice, luxurious house in Udon Thani for 2.5 million baht.
Yeah. With or without a buffalo.
A nice villa, 2-story house.
Speaking of buffaloes,
Yep.
The next question is roughly related to the topic. Alex Tai asked, why is the word buffalo used as an insult in Thailand?
that's a good one. So, Jay, could you tell us why people use the word buffalo as an insult? I've heard that before.
I think it's now more used by the younger generation. Like, I only would say kwai when I was younger because I wouldn't be able. The other words were too rude, or you reach a certain age and then it's okay to say the other words.
Okay, so why is buffalo a derogatory term?
Like for example, it's like
A buffalo compared to a cow. It's sort of a poor man's cow or something.
I don't really know. It just is. Maybe ask Num Num. Why is calling someone a buffalo considered rude? Is it because you're calling them like a tabby, a fatty, or something?
I know probably the thing like buffalo doing nothing, just
Oh,
just
because
down in the mud.
They're lazy.
Oh, they're lazy. They
Yeah.
live on the mud. Good for
Something like that.
nothing.
Yeah. I don't think buffaloes, in the world of good-looking animals, buffaloes aren't high on the register. Buffaloes are as ugly as
Yeah, but
sin.
I think calling someone a donkey would be worse. I mean, donkey's a hard-working animal.
Yes, we don't have a lot of donkeys in Thailand,
Yes.
but we do have lots of buffaloes. And I can
Makes
say
sense.
that I've had a lot of buffalo steak in my life, and I think it's particularly good meat.
Okay.
Oh, we had a vegan write to us yesterday.
Would you
and
have an albino buffalo?
I wouldn't know.
Sorry.
I think
Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
I was going. We got a vegan yesterday, whose name eludes me, who complained that we spoke in derogatory terms.
Yep.
Or we spoke praising eating meat yesterday. I can't remember any conversation we had yesterday talking about meat, but we obviously offended a vegan. And are we sorry?
Praise.
Not
Praising.
I don't know what we were saying about meat yesterday, but apparently we offended a vegan, and we didn't mean to.
Yeah. Everyone's welcome here. We're all inclusive here at the Thaiger.
But I have to say, and maybe the vegan should pop his fingers in his ears, buffalo meat's pretty good.
And that's your personal opinion.
That's my personal opinion.
which you're allowed to have.
Up in
and that's
Northern
okay.
Territory of Australia, there's quite a lot of buffalo meat eaten. Up in Darwin. Have you ever been to Darwin?
In Australia?
Yeah. Not a
No.
lot of people have, not even Australians.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. Once we come back from the break, we've got 3 amazing stories regarding the Oscars, motorbike taxis in Thailand, and of course, you can now purchase your own Thai Airways aircraft seat.
Oh.
Isn't that amazing?
I just can't wait to sit in a reasonably uncomfortable seat in the comfort of my own home.
Smooth as silk at your home. We'll be back right after this. And welcome back after the break. You're watching Good Morning Thailand with Tim, Newton and Jay, in case you forgot. But, ladies and gentlemen, what you can't forget is that you can now buy coffee capsules and the best roast coffee in Thailand from Coffee Culture.
You mean I can actually order
Yeah.
coffee capsules
Yes.
at coffeeculture.asia?
Yes.
Well, my day has been made.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay.
You can also go enjoy that coffee at My Beach Resort in Panwa in Phuket.
Maybe or not. We're not quite sure.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you could buy your coffee and then take it there.
Yes, they have other coffees, of course.
Of course.
But it is a magnificent resort in a very nice part of Phuket, away from the hurly-burly, let's say.
And if you like the good things in life and want to treat yourself, look no further than My Beach Resort. You can get a 10% discount. Type in Thaiger at checkout.
And My Beach Resort, I don't know how many times we have to say this, but we think, Jay and I, and Carmel and Norm, we think it'd be a nice idea to be doing an outside broadcast there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure what you think, but we think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Carmel needs to leave soon so she can,
Yes.
reach there in time.
Carmel will be there in her bikini.
Okay.
Jay will be
Okay.
there in his bikini.
Yeah.
It's going to be
I've
great.
been working on my summer bikini body.
Actually, we should talk about your athletic pursuits.
Oh.
Maybe not today.
Maybe
but
not
you are hurting a bit today.
Yes, but Carmel's.
There was a question on Instagram about coffee culture. Does coffee culture have a cafe, or do they
No.
only sell products?
They don't have a cafe.
No, just online.
The the source for all the roast coffee in Thailand.
Well, not for all of it. But
Well, they've got
A
the
very good
largest. They've got
range.
the largest collection of roast coffee in Thailand.
wow. That is something to crow about.
Yeah, they've got over 200 different types of coffee.
Along with some really colourful mugs, if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for 2 Minutes Thailand, where you get to learn about different aspects and
Where are we off to today?
information about Thailand. We're off. We're not really about location, but about fashion, men's fashion, in fact.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's learn a little about Pha Khao Ma.
This is the tartan. Well, we call it tartan in the West.
All right. Yes.
Today, I will answer one of viewers' question about Pha Khao Ma. Thai loincloth or Pha Khao Ma used to be common at Taiwan by Thai people in the past. Although many people call it Thai loincloth, you can see this style in Laos, Myanmar, Cambodia, and similar ones in Scotland. There is no record about where it originated from, but Thais have been wearing them for a long time since the 16th century during the Chiang San era. The men started wearing the loincloth while the women preferred to wear sarongs. At that time, not only did they use loincloth for wearing, but they also used it for wrapping weapons, storing luggage, worn them as a headdress, and more. Thai people call it Pa Kien El before Pa Khao Ma. Kien is an ancient Thai word meaning to wrap, and El means waist in Thai. Pha Khao Ma started in the Ayutthaya era. Pa in Thai means fabric, but there are different cases of Khao Ma's origins. The most well-known one is from Kamaban. In the Persian language, it was assumed that Persia came to Ayutthaya for fabric trading, and Thais followed it by calling them Kama, and it changed to Khao Ma. The other cases assume that it might be from the Japanese, whose history recorded this type of fabric, Hakama, or from Cambodian, who called it Pa Kamma. However, Pha Khao Ma is a formal word that everyone knows, but in the north, the locals call it Pa Ta Kong, the northeast they call Pa Ipo, and the south call it Pa Chup or Pa Plat. And this is the history of Pha Khao Ma. If you want to know about other topics regarding Thailand, please comment below. I will find the answer for you.
And welcome back. Is this where the Thai lumberjack movement started?
Now, it's interesting that this form of material, which sort of is similar to the tartan type of material, is very popular up in the north of Thailand, northeast, and also in neighbouring Cambodia. Have you ever sort of worn that type of outfit?
Yes.
Okay, for what sort of occasion?
I think it was a wedding.
Okay, and it's something that you would wear for a formal community sort of event?
Yeah.
But you wouldn't wear it on a day-to-day basis?
No. It was only like, unless it's like a special party where we dress up, fancy dress party, or weddings. They have like different styles of clothing depending on how traditional they want their wedding.
I bought when I was up at a place called, I hate saying this, Lui, up near the...
Well done.
Thank you. Up near the Laotian border,
Yeah.
so the other side of Vientiane, on the other side of the Mekong. I bought some scarves with this material, and I sort of keep them as mementos. Very nice, beautifully woven materials. Thank you very much to Nan for that great report.
Yeah.
We publish these little reports on Bounce.
That's right. 2 Minute Thailand has its own playlist, and all the videos can be found on our second channel, Bounce, which is a channel for more fun and entertaining videos.
Yeah, so there's a whole wealth of information there just on Nan's videos alone, plus all the other stuff on Bounce, Bounce.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, a quick shout out to Paula and Bob, who you met yesterday.
Ah, yes. We've got a picture of Paula and Bob?
Yes.
Yes?
Oh, no, we don't. I sent it. It's in your downloads for sure.
So while you're looking for it in your downloads, I'll talk about now. Paula and Bob. Good morning to you. They saw me at a restaurant yesterday. I was sitting at the table next to them.
Yeah.
I said, "Are you Tim from the Thaiger?" And I went, "No." And they said, "Yes, you are." No, I said yes. And they're from Chicago, and they've moved to Thailand pretty much sort of permanently. They say they go back to the US once a year. They would be in their, well, I mean, I'm talking Bob here, not Paula, maybe late 50s, 60s. Okay. And they're sort of semi-retired. I didn't really ask too much about their why they're here, but they live in Asok, in a very nice condo, and we were both at our sort of restaurant, go-to restaurant, the place we don't know where we're going to go, so we go to that place. I'm not going to say where it is. People probably recognise it from the photo. Do we get the photo up? There is Paula and Bob, who said hello to me last night. And there you go. Thank you very much, Paula and Bob. Nice to meet you.
Oh, as well as a quick shout out to Rick and Josh, who actually we had the pleasure to meet yesterday. Yesterday was a proper fan day.
Yeah, they came into the office.
Yeah,
and you showed them around?
Yeah, I showed them around, got to speak to them.
What's Josh's story?
Fine gentleman. What do you mean, what is Josh's story?
Well, he sort of had a bit of a backstory, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a chef. Yeah, he works at the Chicago O'Hare Airport, but at the fancy first class
Maybe I got
lounge.
my Chicagos mixed up. Maybe Bob and Paula weren't from Chicago.
Oh, well, yeah, Josh was from Chicago.
Sorry.
He even bought goodies because he saw me wearing an Aaron Rodgers Packers jersey.
Oh.
So since he's from Chicago, he got me 3 shirts for the Cubs, the Bears, and the Blackhawks.
Okay, what did he bring me?
Just his
Love.
handshakes, presence, love, appreciation.
And sorry, Bob and Paula, for saying that you were from Chicago. You may not have been from Chicago. I might have got you mixed up with Josh. And the other gentleman who came yesterday?
Rick Ginner. Rick Ginner was who we got in touch with a couple of weeks ago. It was his birthday. He came to Thailand to celebrate his 65th birthday. And he's been traveling around Thailand, going to Phuket today, I believe. But thank you, gentlemen, for coming to say hello. And we appreciate you, Thaiger members.
Yes.
Thank you for supporting the channel. And we appreciate everything you do for us.
Bob and Paula, there's a queue for you. Thank you very much to all the people that say hello to us from time to time.
And moving on, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to decide if you want to buy yourself a very nice, silky Thai Airways seat.
So we've got the government. We've got photos of this. Oh, Norm's on the phone. So, he's just ordering some breakfast. Sorry to interrupt you, Norm. So, Thai Airways.
Yeah.
We've got a picture of this. You can buy yourself a pair of Thai Airways seats for a neat, what, how much?
35,000 a pop, a pair.
So I'm just wondering who are going to be the people that are going to be rushing to buy these.
I know.
You're going to get a few high-sos who want to be able to go, there are my seats from Thai Airways.
Yeah, I'm talking about themed cafes.
Yeah, okay.
Terminal 21, which is a mall.
Shopping centre.
It is a shopping centre, yeah. It's a mega
Mall.
mall. I think it's huge, but it's actually an airport-themed mall.
It has an airport theme.
Yeah, they could have some nice
The word
aircraft
terminal
seats.
gives it away.
Yeah. They have one in Pattaya. They have one in Bangkok, so that could be
Yeah,
one.
they look like economy class seats. I mean,
They
I
are
wouldn't be
economy class
seen
seats,
dead
yeah.
with an economy class seat in my house.
It could be in front of a restaurant where people go and take some pictures. I don't know. I'm stretching. Yeah.
a selfie,
Yeah.
selfie opportunity. We could have one here in the office.
Yeah.
We could do Good Morning Thailand from an aircraft seat.
Yeah, but then we'd be like, it would be breaking the COVID rules. We'd be sitting too close to each other.
You'd be tight.
Slightly uncomfortable.
You'd be tight in a
Yeah.
Thai Airways economy class seat.
Yeah. Well, bankruptcy court approved Thai Airways' application for debt restructuring in 2020, and so Thai Airways has gone out and created new business ventures to make a little bit of extra cash. And they've done things like pop-up restaurants, where they serve you in-flight food.
Do they still have the pop-up restaurant going?
Every now and then, yes.
Okay.
You get to go there, experience Thai Airways in-flight food
Oh.
for whoever's interested in that.
Right.
And they do warehouse sales as well. So you can, I think they do it normally on Facebook Live or something, that they sell it.
They got
And
a
you can-
747-800 for sale?
Yes.
400?
Well, you can buy yourself in-flight items like cutlery, earplugs, napkins, foil containers, jugs, bags, all the good stuff that we clearly want to buy.
So is the cutlery the cheap plastic stuff we get in economy, or is it some nice silver stuff they have up in first class?
Might be the silver stuff.
I'd certainly hope so.
Yes. All right. Well, anyways, think about it. You can buy yourself or your business a nice Thai Airways aircraft seat. Carmel.
Niels Pedersen asked, does it come with in-seat massage function?
I highly doubt it.
Only
no.
the kid behind kicking you in the back of the seat.
Yeah.
But just think, you could get up from your Thai Airways seat, you could walk around the back and you could stow the tray table, because it'll have the tray table on the back of the seat.
Yeah.
There's all these advantages that I'm trying to think
You can
of.
even lean back, but about only 40 degrees.
40?
Yeah.
About 2 degrees.
20 degrees. I don't know.
I mean, you press the button, you go back
And that's about it.
that far. You think, oh, wow, I'm so much more comfortable now. And the person behind you will still
Well,
complain.
you only fly business class, so you can do the full 180.
Is that what seats behind the curtain look like? Oh, dear, I don't understand that one.
So I think he's saying
In
that he's
first
always in
class.
first class. So, you know, when you open the
Oh.
curtains, are those
Oh, I
the
see.
seats?
Very
Yeah.
funny, Dale. Very funny.
All right. All right, swiftly moving on. Let's now talk about the Oscars.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, a quite uneventful edition of the Oscars.
We love the movies here at the Thaiger.
So, Best Picture went to Coda.
I love Coda.
You haven't seen it.
I have not, absolutely not.
Don't Look Up was nominated. Which
That was a surprise.
sort of a bit of a B-grade Netflix.
Yeah, it's a Netflix movie you watch while you're eating dinner.
But it had Meryl Streep and Leonardo
Oh,
DiCaprio.
great
and-
actors, yeah.
Sure. But it wasn't.
It wasn't
Oscar
Oscar worthy.
It wasn't like, Sound of Music type.
Production.
Godfather worthy.
Okay.
There's a few others. That Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story, which I'm sort of wading through at the moment. I'm not quite enjoying it as much as I hoped I would. Best Director went to Jane Campion, the New Zealander. She was up against Kenneth Branagh. Drive.
Isn't it Kenneth Branagh?
I think it's just Branagh.
Oh.
Drive My Car, Paul Thomas Anderson. The best director was Drive My Car. I think there's a bit of a typo. Best actor went to Will Smith for the movie King Richard. I'm not sure what he said in his acceptance speech.
He's a method actor. He's a method actor. And
He didn't have anything else to say. Best actress went to Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye. That is on my Disney Hotstar. I do want to see that. Tammy Faye Baker and Jim Baker, they were godbotherers, these sort of televangelists in the 80s and 90s, and it all went very wrong. So I do look forward to seeing that. Best visual effects went to the new version of Dune.
Oh, yeah.
Best international feature, Drive My Car. Best cinematography, Dune. Dune did well. No Time to Die won the best original song. That was the last of the Daniel Craig Bond movies. Bit of a no, I'm not going to give you a spoiler. If you haven't seen it, it's actually a very good Bond film. And the theme song was great, so well deserved. Congratulations to all the winners in an otherwise completely uneventful Oscars.
Uneventful Oscar.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. All right, moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, we shall talk about the motorbikes. Now, if you've visited Thailand, whether you're living here, you often ponder, how do I travel in a place like Bangkok, which has many different modes of traveling? And sometimes you're running late for work, you're running late for an appointment with a friend, and you come across a motorbike taxi, and you think to yourself,
Should I or shouldn't I?
yeah.
Well, there is no doubt. I think I can say this completely honestly. There is no faster way to get around Bangkok and other places in Thailand, but especially Bangkok, which has got the bad traffic, than on a motorbike taxi. And you will see them in the sort of major parts of the city.
Every corner, every 50 meters.
Yeah, literally every 50 metres.
In Asok, every 50 meters.
Yeah, that's true. And I have to admit that at my age, where I've got less years ahead of me than behind me, I am quite happy to get on the back of a motorcycle taxi. And now they're not special motorbikes. These are just stock standard Thai-made Honda and Yamaha type bikes. I mentioned in an article over the weekend, there are a very, very, very few like real motorbikes, but they're not, you don't see them very often. And most people can't get on them because they're a bit higher off the ground. And sometimes they're only built for one rider. So these are the way that you get around. Now, a lot of people say, well, it's so unsafe. The thing is, these guys or girls do it all day, every day, and they are very skilled riders. They know all the shortcuts. They know how to get through the red lights. They do everything wrong, but they'll get you from there to there faster than anything else. And statistically,
Yeah.
they don't have that many accidents. I mean, there's so many of them, and there are millions of Thai people and foreigners jumping on these things every day, and there aren't that many accidents. There are some, but there aren't that many. And there would be, I think, would be fair to say, a few of the riders who you may avoid from time to time if you detect that they may be on drugs or having had alcohol or something. You'd probably just politely say, "Oh, thanks, I'll walk," and go and find another motorcycle taxi driver. What do you think about? I mean, you take a motorcycle taxi.
Yes. I wouldn't ride one myself because I don't think I have the motorbike riding skills to survive in Bangkok. But they are quite skilled.
Oh, they're very skilled.
Yeah, and to get to work on time, often I do take the motorbike. And
Mind you only live 20 metres away from the office, but that's okay. You're well entitled to take any method of transport you want.
Sure, but
Can we talk about engineering?
engineering.
Well, what weight are you approximately?
Probably double of the motorbike rider.
Okay. So
Every motorbike rider, I'm probably double of their weight.
now, these motorbikes are designed to have the rider in the middle between the two wheels. And then you put the weight of somebody like Jay, who may be getting close to 3 figures.
3 figures, how dare you?
And then you got the situation where the balance isn't quite.
Yeah.
And the actual sight of seeing Jay on a motorcycle taxi it just doesn't look quite in balance.
Yeah.
So I think if you are hefty of weight, I would probably recommend that you take a tuk-tuk or a taxi or go on the BTS or something. Motorcycle taxis may not be your thing. And I have to say, my award for anything to do with motorcycle taxis goes to the ladies who sit side saddle with their feet hanging off the left. It's always the left.
Yeah. Is it? Okay.
I don't know. Have anybody here seen a lady sitting on a motorcycle taxi with her legs on the right?
Why is it on the left? Kamala?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. For me, like, I can't seem to get on the bike from the right side either. Like, it's easier from the left. And so the same way, so when you sit on the side, it just happens to be on the left. I
It
don't
doesn't
know
have
why.
the exhaust on
Does
that
it depend
side.
on...
The exhaust was on the right, so you
Ah. You see, I didn't know
there you
that.
go.
I just...
There's a proper motorbike rider right
Yes.
there. Num's a biker.
He had a Ducati.
Yeah.
Very, very classy looking Ducati, which he had to sell because we cut his wages. Anyway, they sit on the back of those seats. And because usually when you sit on a motorbike, you've got your leg on one side and your leg on the other, and that sort of grips you there. But the thing is, these ladies, they sit on with their legs hanging off the side, and that motorbike can go around left turns, right turns, and they're sitting there scrolling through, buying something off Lazada or doing their makeup. And I don't know, they must have Velcro on their dresses or something, holding them onto that seat. Because again, you don't hear of too many ladies slipping off.
Yeah.
So kudos to them.
But it is strange that me
Go
and
on.
you both get on a motorbike with no helmet and just trust that the driver is going to get us to our location, regardless of how fast or slow or, they take the tightest gaps where I'm just like, oh, don't do it. But he somehow makes it. And I'm like, all right. And we don't really question it. But then when we sit here in front of the camera and we have to talk about, road accidents, what we're doing is absolutely crazy. It's
stupid.
nuts. It's
Yes.
stupid. We shouldn't be doing it. We put our lives at risk in a way, but it's like part of normal life. And when we sit down and logically have a conversation about it, we know we shouldn't be doing it. It's unsafe, yet it's very Thai.
But is it unsafe? I mean, we don't hear that much of motorcycle taxis having accidents. Most of them are young male drivers in outer Bangkok areas, driving too fast under the influence of alcohol. They are the people who wipe themselves out in enormous numbers and give our Thai road toll the bad reputation it has.
I know risk assessment generally requires some sort of statistics in order to,
Sure.
judge how risky it is. But if we actually sit down and think about it, it is a lot more riskier than just walking to work.
Well, is it? I mean, tell that to the young ophthalmologist that got barreled over by a motorbike whilst walking across a crosswalk.
Yes.
So there you go.
Well, that's one example you're
Oh,
using.
it happens. So
Yes, of course, yeah.
I think it's an interesting dynamic. Would be, and I'm sure Carmel's got lots of comments, which we'll go to in a moment, about motorcycle taxis. But if you're living in the middle of Bangkok, there is simply no faster way to get around. And you're right. You know, cats' whiskers are usually the width of their body, and they will get larger or smaller depending on if the cat gets larger or smaller. It means that when the cat puts its head into something, it knows whether it'll be able to get through. Well, the motorbike taxis, I think it's probably the mirrors or something, are set so that they know if those mirrors will go through a gap between two cars, that the rest will go behind. All you've got to do as the rider is just keep your legs in. And
We've embraced the Thai culture. We've embraced
we saw
the Thai way of living. You don't question it, just go with it.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. Once we come back from the break, we'll address some of the questions that you've already asked that Carmel's kept on hold. We'll be back right after this.
Find the coffee roast you love most. Coffee Culture delivers Thai coffee online. Whole beans or pre-ground delivered to your doorstep in Thailand. Go to coffeeculture.asia and get coffee you love delivered to your doorstep.
And welcome back to Good Morning Thailand. It's now time to answer some of your questions. Carmel, you've got questions.
First, we have to welcome Petaluma Brad for being a Tiger Cub.
Oh, welcome
Thank
back,
you.
Pentaluma Brad. I remember
Welcome
him.
back?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think he's re-signed.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Chef Bushy?
Chef Bushy, that's Josh.
Yeah, he said great getting to meet you guys yesterday. Jay enjoyed the malort.
He said what, Jay? What?
Malort? Jay enjoyed the malort? I have no clue.
Jay, enjoy them, my lord.
Malort. Did he give you
Mallard.
something?
Mallard?
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. So Josh actually brought me a... Can I quickly go and get it?
Okay, you go and get it.
Okay, I'll be
And
right
whilst
back.
he's getting it, Josh, you didn't bring me anything. So, but thank you for dropping in. It was great to meet you. And it's good to meet our various viewers from time to time. But if you do come in, you do need to bring expensive gifts.
No, you don't. No, you don't. But I do appreciate the gifts. Thank you very
What
much.
is this? Is this
So,
legal?
I can't really promote it on camera, but I can quickly
Can I just have a
hide
quick
it
look?
and show it to you. Yeah, this is mallet, apparently.
Mallet.
I don't know
mallet.
what type of alcohol it is. It's the first time I've seen it, but Josh told me that you can only get this maybe particular bottle from Chicago. So he's brought it for me all the way from there, and he said he would love it if me and Natty could do a taste test, and we could get you involved as well.
Not going to happen.
But you don't drink alcohol,
No, I don't.
unfortunately.
But thank you very much for dropping in, Josh. And that's the mallet.
I had a very good joke the other day. So I can't make everyone happy. I'm not alcohol.
Carmel.
Yes. Larry said, come on, boys, talk about the eventful moment at Oscars. Spice it up.
What was there? Something happened at the Oscars?
The slap.
What happened?
What
That's-
happened?
What slap?
Oh, we can't talk about the
What's
slap?
No, I don't know what you're talking
Slapstick
about.
comedy, or I'm not quite sure what she's talking about.
What are you talking about?
Okay, what else?
Okay. Nicholas said also regarding the unsafety when it comes to motorcycle driving here. They ride 3 at a time plus no helmets for customers. Why is that? Like there's some taxi drivers that accept 2 people.
Motorbikes are designed to carry up to 2 people. That's the legal number. I've seen up to 5 people on one of these 110cc step-through motorbikes.
But those are like family-owned motorbikes.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. And it's certainly not a motorcycle taxi. Motorcycle taxi,
They'll take up to 3.
wow. They'd have to be,
So it'll be
young
the driver
students.
and then 2 students. Yeah. something
Yeah,
like that.
I've seen that from time to time. But, I mean, they do a roaring trade. And they're very cheap compared
Yeah.
to just about every other transport.
Most motorbike taxis actually have 2 helmets. You need to ask for it, otherwise they won't
Yes.
give it to you. I think about 3 or 4 years ago, Thailand had suddenly started this road safety campaign where they were cracking down on motorbike taxis who wouldn't have helmets. So all motorbike taxi drivers were supposed to have a helmet and give it to their customers.
If you want a helmet, they will find one
Yeah.
for you.
But
for
I
sure.
mean, nobody's following that anymore.
And I can honestly say that riding past police over the last 10 years, sitting on the back of a motorbike taxi, the police couldn't care less. The motorbike taxi driver always wears a helmet.
Yes.
I've never seen one without. But the passenger on the back, doesn't matter. never seen a policeman even look sideways. But if there's two foreigners on a motorbike down in Phuket, you'll get pinged. Don't you worry about that.
Nicholas and Mark Robo pointed out that the reason why we sit on starting from the left is because the footpath is on the left side.
That's another
that's
good
how you
reason
can get
too.
out. Yeah.
Yes. But I think Noom was probably right. The reason you'd leave your legs on the left were because the exhaust pipes on the other side.
You don't want to burn yourself.
No. But, I mean, sitting on the back of a motorbike, you've got the handle behind you, so you usually would grip onto that.
Yeah.
And you've got your feet on the little foot pads at the front. That's quite comfortable.
It's strange we're talking about motorbikes today. I had a crazy one this morning. This guy was just kept on revving up and he just kept on accelerating and I was like, hey, Nan, like, if I fall back, I'm taking you down with me. As in, my weight will bring down this entire bike. Like, can you please just calm down?
There are some, I mean, yeah, look, all motorcycle drivers aren't the same.
Yeah.
Yes. Some do like the surging, and I have to say that although I have been endowed with strong teeth made of calcium coated with enamel, if they made their way into the back of one of those motorbike helmets, the motorbike helmet would come off better than my teeth. So you sort of got to, sit straight, and when they do surge, just. And the other thing is, another tip is don't move. When you're on the back, keep behind the driver because your weight moving side to side will make his job harder.
I just give him a tap and be like, Jayen, just Jayen Yen. And then he'll calm down.
Yeah, and sometimes if they do go through 17 red lights one after another,
I love it.
You just got to give them a bit of a tap on the shoulder and go, don't do that again.
It's only useful when you're running late for work, especially that intersection. Sorry, that intersection near Sing Complex. Like, rarely ever do you. Yes, on the Petcherbury intersection near Sing Complex. Like, rarely does any motorbike taxi wait for the green light.
Yeah, they know the shortcuts.
Yeah, because it's a four-way intersection. So if that one is going, they'll just basically go to the opposite side of the road and then find a way to go.
But again, these guys, I mean, it's illegal what they're doing, but they just do it all day, every day, and they know the rhythm of the traffic and they know the rhythm of the lights, and they are highly skilled in what they do. Couple more comments?
Yeah, sure.
Do you still want another question?
Yes,
we're running on 47. Okay.
You
so
go
Preston asked, what is stopping the business operators to go ahead with water splashing since they still serve alcohol, whether it is permitted or not?
Well, a very good question. And you postulated this the other day.
These restaurants in Khao San Road that will be operating until 11 p.m. will be selling food and alcohol. There's nothing stopping people from throwing water at each other. I would be very surprised if police came over to Khao San Road and started arresting people. And how many people would they arrest?
It wouldn't be a good look.
They'd also be splashed with water. But I don't really think you can stop the people from really celebrating it. But I think most people here are quite respectful. I think a lot of the tourists that come to Thailand are still quite respectful, and if they're not allowed to, and if businesses say like, hey guys, we're going to get in trouble, I think most people would listen and keep it under notch, maybe secretly a little bit.
Just a little bit of a bucket, not a big bucket.
Yeah.
Small bucket.
It's like, beep, beep.
I'd be taking my lead from the locals. If the locals aren't getting involved, if they're not throwing water around, probably don't. That's my suggestion.
Yeah.
One more.
Last one.
One more?
Making it a good one, Carmel.
I cannot find
come on.
more.
We've had hundreds of comments.
There are so many, but I did not prepare that.
It's okay.
I mean, I guess, has Soy 6 in Pattaya been made family safe? Do you know?
Soy 6. What's Soy 6 next to Soy 5?
I have no clue.
Say that again?
Maybe it could be the walking street in
Pattaya
Pattaya.
Soy 6.
I have no
Has it
idea.
been made safe for families?
Yeah. Or
Has anywhere in Pattaya been made safe for families? I don't know. Obviously, that's one of the popular soys with bars. I don't have any knowledge about that or
Soy
anything
6?
to say.
I have no
I
idea.
think it's the walking street. Walking street. Has
Well,
it been
it's
made
not made
safe?
for families, so, if you do have a family, maybe not go there. There's plenty of other nice places in Pattaya you could visit.
Yeah, I don't think the bar scene is sort of designed for the young folk.
Yeah, it's not look kids. It's not a look kids
No, no,
moment.
no, no,
It's
no.
not. It's really not.
There are and it.
Oh, red light.
Red light. Norm has
Soy
confirmed
6 is the red light.
it's a red light area.
Oh, I see.
Norm has special knowledge about these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Anyways, I have a quick question to address. Chef Bushy actually asked me, where's the best place to buy curry powder in Bangkok? Have you
Top
ever?
supermarket?
No. Like the local curry powder, because I believe he's traveling back to US today, and he wanted to buy curry powder in Bangkok.
Macro.
Well, there's so many different.
Macro?
Ah,
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
macro.
They have like
Macro.
a whole
Yes,
aisle for
it
it,
does.
and it's
Yes, they
really
do.
good.
Macro is where I bought
There
my
we go.
curry powders in the past.
I hope that helps Chef Bushy. Macro is the place to be.
I bought. What are you doing down there?
I was holding the
You just can't wait to be sipping that after the show.
mallet.
Malort.
Mallet.
Yeah, I didn't know how to say it.
I think
didn't
it's
know
a
how
French
to
word.
pronounce it.
Malort.
Mallet.
Malort.
I have no idea.
You got to use your hands.
Does Chicago have any French
I don't.
inspiration? It's
No,
not
I
like
don't.
New Orleans or anything, no?
New Orleans. Don't think anybody calls it New Orleans.
Oh, what is it? New Orleans?
New Orleans.
Okay. I don't know.
I've been down there. Spent a lot of time. I went to the Mardi Gras in New Orleans.
Did you go watch a game of the Saints?
No.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to end the show there. I hope you've enjoyed it so far, and thank you for always tuning in. Thank you for supporting the channel. As for today, thank you, Tim.
Thank you. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you. Thank you, Carmel, for
Thank
reading all the
you.
questions out. Very well done. And Num for giving his feedback on the motorbikes.
And his special knowledge about soy 6 in Pattaya.
Yeah, Num. Naughty boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.